Welcome or welcome back. My name is Tab, and I like to talk about books. In today's video, I'm going to be starting like episodes or a series called Read It and Return It because about 95% of the books I read are all from my library or on Libby on my Kindle or Kindle Unlimited. So I kind of have to either read them and realize, okay, this book is for me, let's keep it going, or return it because I know I'm not going to be able to get to it and I'm just not in the mood for it. So on this episode, let me grab them. I'm going to be doing 3 books. I got a straggler in here. The first book I am going to read is Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. This book, oh my God, it's the first book in the Sparrow Falls series, and it is a romantic suspense, which I have realized is definitely becoming one of my favorite genres to read or subgenre of romance. For the second book I'm going to pick up is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I know this book is super popular. It is the first book in the Heartstrings series, and I believe the next book in this is going to be coming out March 2026. And I know it's like inspired by Sleepless in Seattle movie, so I'm really excited to pick this one up. And the third and last book I'm going to be reading in this vlog is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. And this is the third book in the When in Rome series. And it follows Emily Walker and Jack. So it was a while since I read the second book. So I kind of forget the characters. I know there was like a flower shop and then a movie, or a pop star was the first book. A flower shop owner was the second book. And I think this is a teacher. I'm not sure. I believe this is like a teacher type of deal. And this is the third book in the When in Rome series. And I believe there's only going to be 4 books in this series. So I'm excited to read this one. If you are interested in hearing my ratings and thoughts of these 3 books, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I am about 59% into, oh my God, Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. And I wanted to update. I really wanted to update when I got to 50%, but this is when the book started to get so super interesting. So the beginning of the book, it was really slow, and I almost put it down because I started reading this book after finishing Blob, and that book was such a fail for me. I wanted to pick up a book that I thought I was going to like 100% love. And I was like, oh no, like 40% in, and the characters haven't even like really conversed with each other or were in the same room or area for more than like 5 or 10 minutes. And then I hit the sweet spot, and then ba-boom, it just started. And I think romantic suspense, which this is what this book is classified as, is my favorite. It is my favorite genre or subgenre of romance. Oh my God. It gives you like the tension of a thriller, but it's like so focused on the romance and the two characters like protecting and saving each other. Where has Catherine Cowles been all my life? I think Devney Perry, I think she also does romantic suspense. Oh my God, I can't wait to read more of them. Just pull it up real quick because I made some notes. Um, this book so far is like all about found family. There is a tragedy that happens to Rose's family in the beginning, and then she ends up with a family who has a bunch of other foster kids that are well, they're coming, but they're not going. They stay. So it's kind of like a hodgepodge of all of these like siblings that aren't blood related. This stereotype of found family, like literally. It's just so heartwarming. Um and Anson is the mailman character, and he's got some type of shady past. I don't know what it is. I think I figured out that he was like an FBI, what is that, profiler, so he knows like the type of people. And I don't know if he worked in like the arson department or the fire department of like the FBI profiling. I'm not sure, but he is also running away from something. So they're both like, we don't know if someone's like targeting Roe. We do know that Anson is like running away from someone, but we don't know who or for what. um but I guess Anson and one of Rose's foster brothers, Shep, Anson and Shep were best friends in college, and then something changed as Anson became an adult, and he's no longer that carefree college kid. Very excited to try and figure out like what happened to him. His nickname for her is Reckless. And once you read the story in the beginning, you find out the reason for that nickname. And it's just so cute. Anson is so territorial of her. This is just so many things that I love, and I was actually going to put this book down. I mean, I haven't finished the book. The ending may completely fail for me, but it is so good right now. And I know Catherine Cowles has like a bunch of series, and I don't know if they're all romantic suspense, but I know this, what is this, like Sparrow Falls? This series is, I believe, all romantic suspense. I don't even know why I'm saying that, because truthfully, I don't even know who the second book is about. But I'm guessing it's kind of all on the same lines, because there's characters in this book that they all have something that they're hiding or trying to work through or figure out. It's so good. And there's so many characters. Like, I feel like this series could go on for like 12 books, which just makes me even more delighted. The only thing I didn't really understand is it seemed like Roe moved back to Sparrow Falls after like being out of town or out of the state, because everyone makes it seem like they just seen her again or like welcome back. And it's like she said that she was in a cottage in town. Like she just changed houses. What is she welcome back for? Like people made it seem like they haven't seen her in like ages. So that was a little confusing. But this very much so far reads like a Hallmark movie. It gives like that vibe, but it's like a spicy version. It's like the Hallmark Channel and Hallmark mysteries and movies combined with spice. Who, I mean, come on. If you haven't started reading these and you like Hallmark Channel.
Here's the forecast for tomorrow. Look for rainy weather with a high of 51 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 38 degrees.
Great. It's going to be rainy tomorrow. Thank you. But if you love like Hallmark mystery suspense, and this isn't like some dinky suspense where you're like, oh God, like who's slashing tires? This is some legitimate stuff that is like a little bit creepy and scary, and I'm just I can't. I feel like I slept on this. I slept on this series, and that is a great reading vlog to do, is series I've slept on, because this is going to be added to it. So yeah, I'll update you when I finish. I am here for an update. I finished Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. I mostly read this on my Kindle, and I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited. I purchased a copy when this was first released. So I rated this book 3.75 stars, and I think I said 2 out of 5 for spice. Hold on, I don't want to be in the grocery list. Okay, yep, 3.75 stars and 2 on my spicy scale. So I know I kind of, when I did the reading, recap, I think it was like 60% through. So I won't go over everything all over again, but mostly the ending. Okay. The ending was so anticlimactic. This was very suspenseful. I would say it was even kind of like a thriller. But then when you get to like the top of all the suspense and it's about to like really kaboom, it was so lackluster. I wanted like so much more. I wanted like someone to get like redemption. And if you've read the book, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about, where it just seemed very like, that's it? What? But then they had an epilogue, had a regular epilogue in the book. And then if you, at the end of like the Kindle version, you can get a bonus scene. And that brought me to like a book funnel. And that epilogue was 2 years in the future. And oh my God, it brought the book from 3.25 to 3.75. I am such a huge sucker for these longer extended epilogues. Like, I want to know 2 years in the future, 5 years in the future, 10 years in the future. Heck, I want to know about like your kids and their futures, 10 years from now. So she did great with that, and I would highly suggest, if you've read this and you didn't know that it comes with a bonus scene you can download, go to her website, and I believe she has it there. All right. Now, the next book I'm going to pick up, which I'm super excited about, is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. And this is loosely based on the Sleepless in Seattle, and it follows Aiden Valentine. He has a secret. He's fallen out of love with love. He's the host of Baltimore's Romance Hotline, and that's a bit of a problem. But when a young girl calls into the station asking for dating advice for her mom, the interview goes viral, thrusting Aiden and Heartstrings into the limelight. So, Heartstrings must be the name of his radio show, and this is the first book in the series. Very exciting. And also, the female main character is Lucy. She is a single mom. She's has a smart, slightly devious child. But when all of Baltimore is suddenly scrutinizing her love life or lack thereof, she begins to question if she's as happy as she believed. And maybe a little romance wouldn't be such a bad thing. Everyone wants Lucy to find her happy ending, even the handsome, temperamental man calling the shots. Love it. 194 pages into First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. And oh my God, this book is so cute. It's honestly nothing like earth shattering or innovative or anything like that. It's just so cute. Like, we're getting to the point where like you can see how Aiden and Lucy, like, how can they not be together? Lucy's helping him with the show, and she's been on a couple dates, and it's just so sweet so far. I ended up finishing First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I have to say, this is my first book from this author, and I loved it. I rated it 4 stars, and it was 3 on my spicy scale. I cannot wait to pick up this author's first series. I believe The Lovelight Farms, but I'm probably going to pick that up once it's closer to like the end of fall. This book was so swoony. Aiden and Lucy's characters are both, they're like complete opposites. Aiden is scared to open up because he's scared to love someone and then have them gone. whether it's from passing away or from going their separate ways because they just no longer click together. So his defense is just not get close to anyone, be the town grump, and hope that, everyone just leaves him alone. He avoids his parents. He's like spiraling pretty bad. And then there's Lucy, who is a single mom to, I believe she's 12 years old. She has a great co parenting relationship and she is a hopeless romantic. And like I said in the beginning, this book is loosely, well, it's inspired by a Sleepless in Seattle movie. So it gave me so much nostalgia. And he is so swoony. Like when I read, he kept a list of all of her favorite things in his glove box so he wouldn't forget. I mean, come on. And she is such a perfect female main character. She's not overly aggressive. She is so filled with love, but she knows that she cannot stifle Aiden and he needs to come around when he's ready to on his own, not because he's being forced to. And you see, there is like a third act. I wouldn't say like breakup because Aiden's very reluctant to put a label on their relationship, but there's definitely a third act conflict, and I believe like a fourth act conflict. And thankfully, they can get over it. Obviously, it's a happy ending. And it was just the side characters were great. The daughter was great. It just made me feel so happy inside reading this book. And I would definitely say pick this up. Even if you've never read anything by her like me, I absolutely enjoyed it so much. The last book I'm going to be reading in this Read It and Return It vlog is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is her third book in the When in Rome series, and it follows Emily and Jack. Emily is the third Walker sibling, and I believe this book is only going to have 4 books in it, and it follows each one of the Walker siblings. And I'm guessing the 4th book will be about the youngest sibling, Madison. She's still in culinary school in this book, so it's gonna be nice to dive back in here and kind of get a little recap on the first 2 books and the couples in them. And to kind of get myself back in Rome, Kentucky vibes. But so far, I'm only on page 36, and it's very cute. Like, they are so snarky with each other. And sometimes that can be a little bit overkill. It's just like, do you have to be so mean? Like, I can get enemies to lovers and workplace rivalry, and they've been rivals like their whole lives, starting it from college. But sometimes, like, enough is enough, and I'm just going to be interested to see who breaks first and who is going to be like, hey, I like you. So I will be back once I have finished the book so I can give you my rating. I am back to update. I ended up finishing Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, and I rated this book 4.5 stars, and it was 2 on my spicy scale. Now, this book, it's like enemies to lovers, workplace rivals, college rivals, friends to lovers, and then finally lovers to lovers. There is a third act breakup. It's not monumental. It's 2 extremely emotionally flawed individuals trying to overcome past fears and traumas and be able to be vulnerable and open themselves up to one another. I loved Jackson's character in this. He was like a nerdy bad boy. He had a motorcycle. He dressed very like prim and proper in khakis and glasses. I it was just such not what I was expecting from this book. Emily has always been in the first two books the uptight, prim and proper sister. She never lets her hair down. She never stops worrying about other people. And in this book, you really, really see her like come to terms with that and understand that there are some things that happen that's bad and she cannot control or fix those things. I enjoyed this book so much. I can't wait for the fourth book. It follows the second youngest sister, Madison, and she is in New York City for culinary school. You see her relationship really come into play. There's a big happy event that happens in this book. It was just so good. And this book, it was 2 on my spicy scale, but it was like how the author wrote what was happening during these spicy scenes was so romantic. It wasn't crude or crass, it was like romantic prose. It was just, it was so good. I can say this a million times. Um, Let me see. I thought that the banter back and forth was going to get really old, and just as it was like starting to almost feel old, it stopped. So I was like, okay, maybe the author picked up like there's only so far these two can go with I like you, I don't like you, let's be flirty, let's before eventually like someone needs to make the first move. And it was so great. I love the found family in this and how everyone kind of welcomed Jackson into their circle, because I'm sure being around 4 siblings and trying to come into that group is really intimidating, especially when he just moved to this town full time. So he's trying to win over the whole town, and the town really loves Emily Walker and the Walker siblings. So that was fun to also see unfold. Now, like I do at the end of every one of these videos, I will recap the 3 books that I read. So the first one was Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. I rated that 3.75 stars and it was 2 on my spicy scale. The second book I read was First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I rated that 4 stars and it was 3 on my spicy scale. And the last book I read in this video was Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I keep writing and. Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, and I rated that 4.5 stars and it was 2 on my spicy scale. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I can't wait to catch up with you in my next one. Bye.